Starting off my Week 3 preview, I think I'll start off with the ACC-SEC matchup with Clemson and Auburn. Clemson's keys to this game is how they're going to be able to start off early to get off to a quicker start, especially offensively. The first two games against Troy and Wofford, they really had a slow start in the first half, and they picked it up in the second half. I want to see if they could start off fast and score quickly, or just move the ball and have that offense move more effectively in the first half. Also, another key for them is going to be that offensive line play. They lost their starter, David Smith. He's going to be out for this game, left guard. I want to see how this offensive line really plays, especially when it comes to protecting Tajay Boyd in the pass game, as well as creating those running lanes. Players to watch out for Clemson is going to be defensive tackle Brandon Thompson, tight end Dwayne Allen, and running back Mike Bellamy. Moving on to Auburn. Auburn's keys to this game is they have to get Emory Blake the football. They got to get him involved in the game plan early and often. He's a very good playmaker out there for them, the best wide receiver on the team. So they got to get the Clemson defense focused on him early and often and target him more early in the games. On the defensive side for Clemson as a key, it's going to be how do they contain Tajay Boyd. Tajay Boyd is a running quarterback. He's a dual threat guy. He uses his legs a lot, and he's very dynamic. So how do they contain him as well? Players to watch out for Clemson is going to be running back / kick returner Trey Mason. How can he get this? How can he get the team great field position? Phil Lutzenkirchen, he's going to be a red zone threat for this team. And Darren Bates, he'll probably be the guy that's going to have a spy and containment on Tajay Boyd. The one big key to this game is going to be run defense. Both of these teams give up over 200 yards defensively on the run defense. They give over 200 yards, and whichever team can slow that down and have the least amount of rushing yards had on their defense will definitely win this game, I believe. I'm taking Clemson in the upset. I think them being at home at Death Valley should really help out that team a lot. Moving on to Florida, Tennessee. Keys for Florida, which wide receiver is going to step up for them? Their leading receiver is Chris Rainey, running back, 9 receptions, 110 yards. But their second leading receiver is going to be Quentin Dunbar, who has 4 receptions to 82 yards in receiving. The secondary, another key for him is going to be that young secondary. You have Matt Elam, probably the leader of that group. He's had the most starts, but you're going to have these young guys, Cody Riggs, who started off late in the middle of last year, and the 2 freshmen, Sanders and Robeson, at safety and corner. Tennessee's bringing in 2 of the best young wide receivers in that conference, and Rodgers and Derek Rodgers and Justin Hunter. So I want to see how they react to those big, tall guys. Players to watch out for Florida is going to be Jordan Reed, Trey Burton, and Moses Jenkins. Moses Jenkins is going to be, he's a cornerback. He's a big guy, 6'2". He's a leader back there for them. He's the oldest guy, seniority. He's a senior, so he should help out a lot. And Trey Burton and Jordan Reed should also be guys to look out for when Tennessee starts looking at that, starts focusing a lot on Chris Rainey and Jeff Demps. For Tennessee, their keys to the game is how they contain Chris Rainey and Jeff Demps. Can they minimize their big plays that they have? Chris Rainey and Jeff Demps are dynamic in the run and the pass game. Can you cut down the explosive plays for them, the big plays for them? And as well, can they get Torian Poole, can they get him involved in the run game effectively so where they have to bring safeties into the box, and Taylor Bray can make big plays to those wide receivers that they have out there. Players to watch for in this game is going to be defensive tackle Malik Jackson. Kurt Magid should really help freshman outside linebacker. Can he get pressure on the quarterback? And Zach Rogers, a slot guy for them, who, like I said, they have those two two dynamic playmakers on the outside. I think Zach Rogers is going to be a guy who's a slot guy who's to help out Taylor Bray. The one big key to this game is going to be the line of scrimmage. Who can dominate the line of scrimmage? Can Tennessee stop Florida? Can Tennessee stop Florida's running game and put the ball in John Brantley's hands, and vice versa? Florida has one of the most talented front fours in all of football with Ronald Powell, Jay Howard, Omar Hunter, Sharif Floyd, and Dominic Easley. That game is going to be won in between the trenches. And whoever can control the line of scrimmage and dominate the line of scrimmage should win this game. I think it's going to be a close game, but Florida squeaks it out at the end. And I take Florida by probably like a field goal. Moving on to Miami and Ohio State. How does Ja'Cory Harris play? Which Ja'Cory Harris do we get? Do we get the Ja'Cory Harris who makes great plays? Do we get the Ja'Cory Harris who remains inconsistent? Also, special teams. They need to make big plays for field position for this team. I think special teams is going to be key for this Miami team. Players to watch out for Miami is going to be Travis Benjamin. He's going to be the guy in the return games who help out special teams. Also, he's a guy. He's a deep threat who can stretch these Ohio State DBs downfield. Sean Spence is coming back. Sean Spence should be a guy. He should help out. Another player to watch out for, as well as Marcus Forston. Moving on for the keys to Ohio State. Who's going to be the starting quarterback? Or do they run the 2-quarterback system? How are they going to use Braxton Milner? Are they going to use his legs a lot and just throw off the Miami defense? Also, can they get a pass rush? They lost Nathan Williams this week. He's not going to be playing in the game. So I want to see where they could get a pass rush from. Players to watch out for is going to be Braxton Milner, John Simon, and Jamal Berry in the return game. I think the one big key to this game is definitely going to be the quarterback play. Which quarterback or quarterbacks, which team's quarterbacks could really help out and be consistent and make plays. Moving on to the biggest game of the night, Florida State, Oklahoma. Keys for Oklahoma. Which wide receiver is going to step up for them and make big plays? They've had the talent there. They just really haven't stepped up, and no guys really. Their play at the wide receiver has been inconsistent at late. That offensive line in that running game, the first two, they haven't been able to run the football as well as they anticipated to against lower competition. So I want to see how that offensive line and that run game really helps out. And that Florida State secondary also is another key for this game. They got torched last year. It was their first year really playing zone. And I want to see what do they do? What do they have there? Are they much better? Because they have the athletes in them, and they probably have the best cornerback tandem with Xavier Rhodes and Greg Reed. Players to watch out for Florida State are going to be E.J. Manuel, quarterback Brandon Jenkins, LaMarcus Joyner, the free safety, and Bo Rutherford, the tight end for them. Also, another key: how does this team play to expectations? Florida State's never been a team recently that has have lived up to the expectations, and this is a game where they can show that statement that Florida State is truly back. This is Florida State back type of game. Moving on for the keys of the Sooners, how does that offensive line protect Landry Jones? Like I said, the Florida State's defensive line is really fast. They're athletic, especially at the defensive tackle position, as well as Brandon Jenkins, one of the best pass rushers in the country. How do they protect them? And on the defensive side, how do they contain E.J. Manuel? I think Jimbo Fisher will use E.J. Manuel's legs a lot in this game just to throw this defense off a little bit. The players to watch out for in this game is going to be DeJuan Milner. He's a big guy, 6'4" wide receiver. He's going to be a guy who should be able to stretch the field for this team, while Ryan Broyles, Trey Franks, and Kenny Stills work on the inside on these receivers. Tony Jefferson is a DB slash linebacker or a nickel guy. He should help out a lot. Probably covering Bo Rutherford. Ronell Lewis is a defensive end who should try to get a lot of pressure on and helping out in the containment. And Corey Nelson, he's the guy replacing Travis Lewis, and this is a game where they're going to need him to play big. The one big key in this game is going to be special teams. Which special teams can help out a lot and make big plays? You have two of the best returners in all of football, and Ryan Broyles and Greg Reed. How do those special teams, how do they make big plays on explosive plays and give their team great field position? I've been going back and forth on this all day. Something tells me to pick FSU because I think they could finally do it. But I'm going to go with Oklahoma. I think the quarterback, Landry Jones really outshines and has one of those Heisman type games for this team. And I'm picking Oklahoma in this game. And going back, I know that I forgot to pick the Miami-Ohio State game. I'm taking Ohio State in that game as well. Let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments on below, and I'll talk to you guys later.